Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. It's been said that 2024 is the year that woke goes to die. And boys and girls, you thought it might only be in the video game industry. Oh no, because Rachel Zegler, after making an absolute butt of herself all over social media, deciding to completely and totally make fun of, laugh, ridicule, and absolutely hate completely over half of the country. Well, did not take long before her Disney masters over there yanked that chain real quick and pulled her real back as soon as that stuff went viral. And shout out to My Nerdy Home for pointing that out, and as should the New York Post and everybody in Geeks and Gamers and Nerdrotic and everybody else that talked about that, because holy cow, it was literally within like 24 hours of everybody making those videos, she immediately put out a public apology, ladies and gentlemen, and this is absolutely hilarious and is another sign that we are winning, ladies and gentlemen. So take your victory lap, because this is a beautiful and glorious thing. Disney Snow White actress Rachel Zegler causes controversy with unhinged social media tantrum, hopes Trump supporters never know peace. And now, where are we at, ladies and gentlemen? Oh yes, right over here. Disney Snow White star Rachel Zegler offers public apology after calling for Donald Trump and his supporters to never know peace. Says she, let my emotions get the best of me. Oh, really? Oh, did you? Because that literally seems to be a consistent thing among all of the little wokey cultists possessed by the spirit of the age psychos out there. Because we have seen meltdown after meltdown, whether it be Hollywood or TikTok, whether it be some of them are fabricated or not. This is crazy. This is insane. This is the exact same kind of cult mentality we have seen in the past, and we will continue to see in the future as we continue to crush them and make shame great again, ladies and gentlemen. So clearly something is changing over there at Disney, and considering the Gina Carano lawsuit that's going on right now, oh boy, this was the last thing they needed. But hey, this is exactly what they deserve. So we're going to get all the juicy details, show you this absolutely farce of a public apology. But before we do, if you do enjoy our content, hit that like button, share it with all your friends, and subscribe or follow if you have not already, boys and girls, because we are grinding, we are growing, and I could not do that without every single one of you. Also, leave us a comment in the section down below. Do you actually think things are changing over there at Disney, and that's why they yanked the chain on her so quickly? Or do you think this was going to be detrimental to their court case? Do you think Disney's actually trying to make a change, or do you think they're just trying to react to all of the backlash out there and try to save what is already going to be a disastrous dumpster fire at the box office with Snow White, the remake? Let us know what you think about all that in the comment section down below. Also, if you'd like to support this channel, please check out the links in the description down below. As is, this is my full-time job, so thank you very much for that. So, from bounding into comics and our dear sweet Spencer Bakuli, it looked like someone at Disney realized that writing off a majority of the country may not be a financially winning move, as just a day after calling for President-elect Donald Trump and all of those who voted for him to never know peace, Snow White star Rachel Zegler has attempted to walk back her previously politically inspired anger. Now, as a little timeline note here, Steph actually just found this a couple of days ago, but my understanding was initially the post was actually from last week, and Rachel Zegler's basically handwritten apology from her overlords at Disney, all of her publicists and all that kind of stuff, the one that was typed out for her, that one is clearly she references last week as well. So I think it's just one of those situations where we didn't catch it because there were so many other meltdowns going on at the time that somebody just screen grabbed it and we got it publicly put out there during this week. That's what I honestly believe the timeline is. But I could be wrong. But this is what I believe it is. So as previously reported, on November 12th, well, let's just go over here because this will just go down to write what she says, because there's another lovely little, we've got this over here, right? We've got this from here. And this was posted by Steph on X. But like I said, our understanding is, of course. So in case you need a quick little reminder, in case you didn't watch the last video on this kind of stuff, Rachel Zegler hopes Trump supporters never know peace. Tells her followers to get off X because Elon Musk supported Trump, and ends with fuck Donald Trump. This is Disney Snow White. By the way, she probably won't face any consequences for posting this by Disney due to their unfair double standards. Now, what does she mean by actual consequences? Are they going to fire her like Gina Carano? No, because the majority of people inside of the Walt Disney Company, especially in management, completely and totally agree with their sentiment. But from a financial perspective, they know beyond a shadow of a doubt that alienating over half the country, who clearly just made their voices heard last week in a resounding rejection of the woke ideology that the Walt Disney Company and the rest of Hollywood has been pushing on us for years, if not decades, got the biggest resounding slap in the face of hell no, we don't want it that they have ever seen, and they cannot deny it anymore, which is why they're pivoting. Disney's in a scramble right now to try to find one conservative inside of their company to put on The View, because they have ran everyone off. And honestly, who but the most spiteful of us would actually want to walk into that snake pit? Somebody that's spiteful. Let's go and see what happens with that. But needless to say, like I said, all of that has now changed. Somebody yanked that real quick. And as a friendly little caveat, before we get to her apology, as Jonas J. Campbell reminds all of us, the Snow White movie was mentioned precisely 0 times during the earnings call today, despite the film releasing in March. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, just next year. Could this mean another delay? Are they going to try to push this back even farther to try to get everything stupid that Rachel Zegler has said out of the public eye or the public thought bubble? Because it's not going to work. Because all of this stuff is going to come out as soon as we have a solid release date on this movie, as soon as we get those first box office weekends. Because this is the same Rachel Zegler who, for the beginning of her press tour on the Snow White movie, was out there bashing the original source material, bashing Disney and telling everybody, it's weird, it's weird, it's weird. So yeah, needless to say, this chick has been nothing but a PR disaster for the Walt Disney Company since day one. And guess what? It couldn't have happened to a better or nicer group of folks. And like I said, now we're here. Now Rachel Zegler has issued an actual apology that doesn't try to paint herself as the victim. I can't but help but wonder if a Disney publicist intervened. Oh, yeah. Trust me. As soon as this ended up in the New York Post, as soon as it ended up on That Park Place, because yes, we do know Disney is watching and Disney does follow what happens over there with WDW Pro and people like Jonas J. Campbell. As soon as it went viral on all of those places, there was phone calls so fast it would make your head spin. Emails were flying. The one guy left at Disney that still has a beeper, his beeper was exploding. It was insane. They panicked because they have spent easily $400, if not $500 million on this movie between the initial production value and all of the reshoots that we know they have done. This movie will have to make at minimum $1 billion at the box office in order to even come close to breaking even. And after all of this bad press, after all of this PR, after all the stupid things that Rachel Zegler has said, this weak apology will not change the fact that that movie is going to be a financial disaster. But let's hear it from the lady herself. And now, there's something I want to point out to you here as well. I was not the first one to observe this. This is our birthday boy, Ryan Kennel, today. If you will notice something in this post too, which also leads more credence to the fact that a publicist wrote this and not Rachel Zegler. If you notice her post right here, from the meltdown over the Trump supporters, nothing is capitalized through any of this. And like, seriously, what smartphone is she using to type this stuff out? Because I know mine auto-capitalizes the beginning of every single one of my sentences. That's just, well, it's weird, it's weird. It's weird. So it's one of them situations where you've noticed that right there, right? So that's one of the reasons that leads credence to the fact that this was written by a Disney publicist. Plus, listen to how it sounds. Hi, everyone. I would like to sincerely apologize for the election post I shared on my Instagram last week. I let my emotions get the best of me. Oh, just like every other Hollywood Hollywood individual out there that's had an absolute meltdown and is in complete and total panic mode because they've just had their entire literal bubble, their whole worldview shattered right before their eyes in a way that they cannot deny it anymore. Hatred and anger have caused us to move further and further away from peace and understanding. Oh, you mean like all of the hatred you spewed in your last post? Oh, that's right. And I'm sorry I contributed to the negative discourse. Even if this isn't written by Rachel Zegler, it's coming from her. And we all know you ain't sorry for dick, except the fact that you got caught and this all got elevated to Disney's higher leadership. Lady, you got your chain yanked. You ain't such a strong, independent woman when you're working for the House of Mouse. Now are you? Because they just whipped you and put you back in your doghouse. This week has been emotional for so many of us, but I firmly believe that everyone has the right to their opinion, even when it differs from my own. Oh, really? Well, you didn't seem like that way last week when you were wishing no peace on any of us that supported or voted Donald J. Trump. Oh, no. Yeah, I don't think she really feels or believes any of this. I am committed to contributing positively toward a better tomorrow. Oh, really? Even if when this is great. This week has been emotional for so many of us, but I firmly believe that everyone has the right to their opinion, even when it differs from my own. Clearly not. I am committed to contributing positively toward a better tomorrow. Yeah, boys and girls, the Disney PR machine is in absolute panic mode right now. They are freaking out. By every metric that they can measure, this movie is going to be an immeasurable flop. Like, there's just no way to deny it at this point in any way, shape, or form. Between the trailer getting ratioed into oblivion right from the get-go, that was your first sign that was going to flop, because I guarantee you can't count on one hand how many movies got ratioed on their trailers who actually end up making a profit at the box office. Find me some examples and leave them in the comments below, because I guarantee you're going to be hard-pressed to do that. So this movie was already guaranteed to be a flop right from the beginning. Now, you've had to do massive reshoots. You pissed off the little people community out there by saying you weren't going to put any real dwarves in it because of stereotypes after little short Peter Dinklage decided to yank up the ladder behind him for all of the rest of the dwarf community. And then, instead of using actual dwarves in your live action remake, you now have a group full of CGI dwarves, okay? This movie and this chick has alienated absolutely every single fan Disney could have ever had. Whether they agree with her politics or not, the fact that she crapped all over the original source material right from the get-go tells you that even the hardcore nut job lefty psychos possessed by the spirit of the age fans out there are still not going to want anything to do with this. And this week, obviously, PR scripted apology is not going to do them any good. Boys and girls, 2024 is indeed the year that woke goes to die. And that is because of every single one of you out there. Every single common sense person, every single humble, average, crazy person, or every average crazy nerd out there who realizes I don't want the destruction of all of my favorite IPs. All of you Main Street folks out there. Some of you might even say, some of you common nerds out there woke up to their BS, proved that you were smarter than any of their marketing tricks or any of their gaslighting ever could be, and you showed them that we don't need you, and we never have. They bet on woke. Not only did it cost them hundreds of billions of dollars that have been burned throughout the entertainment industry, whether it be games or Hollywood, which honestly is probably good for inflation, but they have also now lost the federal government that was having their back, that they thought would protect them. And I don't know, maybe bail them out because they were too big to fail. Well, guess what? All of that is gone. Rachel Zegler's meltdown was 100% real. And this apology is total BS marketing straight out of the Walt Disney Company. And guess what? It's too little, too late. And you're going to get exactly what you deserve. Snow White will flop. It will cost Disney hundreds of millions of dollars. And I can't wait to see it, boys and girls.